Om. 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 Om Gajananam Bhotaganadi Sevitam Kapeta Jambo Palachar Bhakshatam Umasutang Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwar Pada Pankajam Om Narayanam Namaskrityam Narang Chaivo Narotam Devi Saraswati Vyasang Tato Jai Mudare Om Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptang Yenaha Characharam Tatpadang Darshitang Yenaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Metyurma Amritam Gamay Metyurma Amritam Gamay O Rama Rameti Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tatulyam Ramanam Varananani Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Saksha Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Om Shanno Mitra Shangvaruna Shanno Bhavatya Vairyama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnu Rarukrama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Praktaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Praktaksham Brahma Vadishyami Riktam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tan Mama Vatu Tan Vaktaram Vatu Mama Vatu Vaktaram Varna Marta Sanganam Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangalanam Cha Kartarav Bande Vani Vinayakao. And so that is a prayer from the beginning of Balkan. Atilata Baladamam Hima Shailam Badeham Danujavana Krishanam Gyanam Ragyanam Sakala Gunadhanam Vanarana Madesham Raghupati Priyabhaktam Vatajatam Namami. And this is the beginning of Sundarkanda. And it means, I bow to the son of the wind god, the beloved devotee of Sri Ram, the lord of the Raghus, the chief of the monkey, the one of all virtue. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then now, I'll do Sumiran, Ramayan Sumiran. Jehi Sumirata Siddhi Ho Gananayaka Karivara Vadana Karau Anugrahaso Bodhirasha Shubhaguna Sadhana. May the Lord Ganesh, the leader Shiva retinue, whose thought ensures success, who has a beautiful elephant head, who has all the wisdom and abode of blessed qualities, shower his grace. Moka hohi vacha pangucharaya girivara gahana Jasu kripa sudaya Drava usakala kalimala dahana. May that merciful Lord, whose grace enables the dumb to wax eloquent and a cripple to ascend an accessible mountain, who burns all the impurities of the Kali age, be moved to pity. Nila Saroruhusha Taruna Aruna Vari Janayana Karau Somama Uradha Sadachira Sagara Shayana. May the Lord, who ever sleep on the ocean of milk, and who is swati as a blue lotus, and has eyes resembling a pair of full-bloom red lotuses, take up his abode in my bosom. Kinda Indu Samade Umaramana Karuna Ayana Jahidina Parane Karau Kripa Maradana Mayana. May the crusher of Cupid, Bhagwan Shiv, whose form resembles the color of jasmine flowers, and the moon, who is the crescent goddess Parvati, an abode of compassion, and who is fond of the afflicted, be gracious. Bando Guru Pada Kanja Kripa Sindhu Nararupa Hari Ja Mahamohatamapon Ja Suvachana Ravikaranikara. I bow to the lotus feet of my Guru, who is an ocean of mercy, and who is no other than Sri Hari himself in human form, and whose words are sunbeam, as it were, for dispersing the mass of darkness in the form of gross ignorance. Bando Pawana Kumar Kalabana Pawaka Jnana Ghana Jasu Hirdaya Aga Basahirama Sharachapadara Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudha Varanura Gubara Vimala Yasha Jodaya Kapalachar Bodhahina Tanujanike Sumiro Pawana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vedya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kalesha Vikar Ramayana Tulsi Krita Katha Kahu Anusar Asanali Ji Prema Hita Ayehi Pawana Kumar Siyapati Ramachanda Ki Jai Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai Pawana Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Bolo Bhai Sabasantan Ki Jai Siyapati Ramachanda Ji Ki Jai Sharanam. And now I will try to sing the Visarjan. Katha Visarjana hota hai Suno Bira Hanuman Rama Lakana Shri Janaki Sada Karho Kalyan Aake Ghari Ado Ghari Ado Mai Punyat Tulsi Sangat Sadhu Ki Katha Kote Aparat जो जन जासे आया हो कथा सुनो मन लाय अपने अपने धाम को वेद हो ही हर्षाय श्रोता सब आश्रम गयो शंभु गयो कैलाश रामायण मम हृदय में आय करो तुम बास करो दंडवत प्रभु सन तुम्ही करो कर जोर बार बार रघुनाथ काहे सूरत कहो मोर बार 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 मंगओ हर्षय देव श्री रंग पद सरोज अन पावती भक्ति सदा सतसंग जाहो पवन सुत सेन करो मन से भयो विश्राम नाथ तुम्हारे दास को सेध भयो सब काम श्री शरण गुरु की शरण शरण गौरी गणेश तुलसी प्रभु के शरण शरणय शरणय वाद नरेश राम लखन श्री जानकी भरत शत्रुघ्न भय कथा विसर्जन होत है ईश्वर शीश नवै साधु संत को बन गई ब्राह्मण को प्रणाम श्रोता गण कर जोर करे सबको सीताराम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम. So now, dear devotees, I'm going to sing a few chaupai from Sundarkanda. And Sundarkanda is the 5th Khan in the Ramayana out of the 8th Khan. And it is about Hanumanji. But before that, let's talk a little bit about Hanumanji, how he came to earth and why he came to earth. So there was a demon, Bhaktasur, and he was doing a lot of penance. And he was praying to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva have to give him this boon. So he was praying, and when Lord Shiva was happy with his prayers, Lord Shiva went to him and asked him, okay, but Bhaktasur, open your eye and tell me what you want. And he said, well, Bhagwan, I want this boon. I want to, anybody I put my hand on the head, they should burn down to ashes. And Shiv Bhagwan said, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think I could give that to you. And he said, well, that's all I want. And he keep praying and praying and praying until Shiv Bhagwan, he had to give up and give him the bone. He said, okay, I'll give you this bone, but I'm giving you under one condition. You make sure and you don't misuse it. And he said, okay, he promised. So, but then he started to misuse it, just like we, you know, when we know nothing, we did down here, but when we reach up there, we feel we know too much and we just abusing things, you know. We are using nothing no more, we are abusing things now. So that's what he did. So Shiv Bhagwan was really mad at him and he said, you know, Bhaktasuri shouldn't be doing this and, you know, I don't like it and, you know, maybe I will have to, you know, get rid of you and all that. But he couldn't get rid of him so easy. So he get mad at Shiv Bhagwan and he say, you know what, maybe I should just put my hand on his head and burn he down. So Shiv Bhagwan was running away from he all over the place. And then when Vishnu Bhagwan saw that, he said, oh no, I have to do something about this. So he turned into Mohini and he gone in front of the demon. And when he went there, well, demon, he forgot about Lord Shiva, he concentrating on this woman now. So he said, oh, well, who is you and whatever, and he started talking to she, and oh, this is a good girl, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then he said, well, you know, what you do? And she said, well, I'm a dancer. I said, well, then you should dance for me. And she started dancing for him. So she was dancing, and he said, would you like to dance? And he said, yeah, I would like to dance. He said, well, okay, anything I do, do. And he was dancing, and she was dancing, and when she see he was like deep down into the dancing, and he wasn't worrying about anything no more. She put she hand on she head, and he put his hand on his head, and he get burned down. So he burned down his own self, he destroyed his own self. So when he did that, then Shiv Bhagwan run out and come out from his hiding. And then he tell to Vishnu Bhagwan, okay, you help me, and one day to come, if you're in any trouble, I will help you. So that is how Lord Shiva sent Hanumanji to help Vishnu Bhagwan when he was on earth. So that one of the stories. The other story was Naraji. He and all was not. He was like doing penance, a lot of penance. And when how his name, Lord Indrasi, he said, oh God, the way how Naraji is doing penance, he might run me out of heaven one of these days. So he say, no, 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 no. He talked to Vishnu Bhagwan and he tell him, he say, we have to do something about this. So they sent Maya for him. And when Maya went to destroy penance, to lay, you know, do other things, he couldn't see that. Nothing then happened. And he do all the penance and he come out. And when he come out, he went boasting for Shiv Bhagwan and Vishnu Bhagwan. You see, nobody can interfere with me. No, nobody can do me anything. But the reason why this didn't take him, because he was meditating where Kamdev get burned down. And that's a different story. I will tell all you that story another day. And Lord Shiva burned down Kamdev with his third idea. So he didn't have nothing like no love in that place no more. So that couldn't bother him. So Shiva Bhagwan, and this is in Balkan, the story that I'm telling all is in Balkan. This story that Valmiki wrote was before even Lord Vishnu came to earth. These are the story. So he said, okay, we will have to do something. And then they send Maya for him, and they go and they build up a nice city with king and queen and beautiful princess, and they have Swayambar and all these things. And when he see the Swayambar, he said, oh, he go in there. When he went and he said, the princess, so beautiful, he said, oh, I think I love this girl, and I think I want to get married to this girl. That is Naraji, eh? And he called Vishnu, and he said, Vishnu, come. Make me good looking and pretty here. I have to marry this girl. And he went there, and Vishnu Bhagwan said, all right, no problem. And make him really nice. And when he wash his hand and he watch everything, he feel it looking so good, and feel his head, feel it crown on his head and everything. Say, right, I'm ready for she. When the girl come with the mala, she put it in her neck. She get really mad. She say, whoa, were you really? You think somebody gonna want to marry you? Why on earth you think I would ever want to marry you? And she leave and she go on and she sit down somewhere else. She go on Shiv Bhagwan, Vishnu Bhagwan, he become a prince and sit down there. And she throw the mala in his neck and he take she and go on away. Remember his Maya, eh? And he gets so mad and he gone looking for Vishnu Bhagwan. When he go on there now, we say, you see, you's a bad person. He say, you always causing trouble in the world. He say, you know, when you was churning the ocean and when the poison come out, you make Shiv Bhagwan come and drink that and make him get blue throat and all these kind of things. And a little more things, but I want to say everything because it will take too long. And now I love somebody and you take away that person from me. He say, you see, one day to come, your wife going to leave you and you're going to grieve and walk all over the place looking for your wife, just like how I'm feeling right now. And you see, this, oh, but before I didn't tell all of that. Shiv Bhagwan sent two people to trouble him, and he say, what make you think that this girl got married? You go and look at your face in the mirror now. And when he go and he see his face was a monkey face. When he went in the pool and he looked. And that is when he went and run behind Vishnu Bhagwan. And then he tell him that. And he say, you see this monkey face I have here? Monkey face people will have to be running behind you all about helping you. And he curse him. And when he done curse him, they take out the Maya. And then he say, oh God, I'm sorry, but I can't take away the curse back now. So that one of the story too. That in Balkan, if you go look, I could tell all your way there for all you want to know. And then let's see how Hanumanji come down to earth now. So Anjani was the sage of Gautam, sage Gautam, but her name was Punjipastala before she came. And sage Gautam, he told her, he say, you must go out in the forest and pick berries and pick up wood for me to cook. And she tell him, no, I can't do that. I don't want to leave you alone. But he knows she time was coming for she to get married and all kind of thing. So he said, no, I can't do that. And he said, no, you have to go. What about one day when you get married? And you will leave me alone? So just go. So she used to go and roam in the forest every day and whatever. And then one day, Veer Kesari was passing with the army. And he saw her and he went and he asked for her hand in marriage, and that's how she got married to Kesari. And then now she got married, and for a while she couldn't have no children and she didn't know what to do. And then Lord Shiva, he turned into a Brahmin and he went in the forest and he roaming in the forest and he sees she and he tells she, he say, you would have a very powerful son one day. But you have to do penance for that, and you have to go and pray to Lord Shiva. You have to go and pray, and you will get a very powerful son. And so she went and make a fireplace, and she started doing all the penance and all that. And then Shiv Bhagwan, he sent something on a leaf with the wind god. And the wind god went and blew it into her ears, into her right ears. So she got pregnant through her right ears. But that's how she got pregnant. Then she had Hanumanji, and his name was Maruti when he was small. Maruti means fast as the wind and strong as the mountain. And then another story about Hanumanji. One day he tried to swallow the sun, and Lord Indra hit him with a thunderbolt in the chin. And while he was falling down and coming down to earth, the wind god hold him. And when the wind god catch him, the wind god said, who is this that do this to my son? And nobody wasn't answered. And then the wind god decided to stop blowing. And when he stopped blowing, then people and animals and everybody start fainting away on him because they couldn't breathe. And then when that happened, Vishnu Bhagwan and called Shiv Bhagwan and all of them come and they say, Shiv Bhagwan come and say, what is it going on here? Why you stop the wind? And then he's telling him and he say, oh, well, who is it do this to my son? Just come here right now because this world is in real trouble right now. And then they all came and then Lord Indra said it was him and he made a mistake, and then Lord Shiva told Lord Indra and all the other gods who really Hanuman is and what and ever. And they all bless him and they give him like the weapons and all them kind of things. So he can become very, very strong. And that was one. And he was so strong and he has so much powers. But when you hear the sage and him doing present, he used to come and pick up all the utensil and run up the tree and hide and do all kind of thing. And then one day, a rishi was praying under the tree, and Hanuman picked up the tree with the rishi and everything and put him in the Ganges to swim. And the rishi was cursing him from under the tree while he's swimming away. He said, you, all your powers and everything you know, you would forget everything until one day when somebody will remind you, until somebody to remind you, you cannot get that. And that was when Jamawant reminded him on the beach before they went to Lanka, right? And another story, I don't know how much of you might know this one, but Lord Vishnu gave him a dream when he was small. He came before Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu gave him a dream when he was small and tell him to go to Ayodhya because King Dashrath and his queens and all of them, they go into the forest. And if that happened, I would not be able to make my appearance. So you have to go there and see what you could do. So he told his mother, he said, he wanted to go to Ayodhya. And the mother said, what you want to go there for? And he said, well, I just want to go and see Ayodhya, how it look like and all that. And the mother said, no, you can't go. You're too small to go there. And he said, no, I want to go. I have to go. And then he insists, the mother said, well, you know what? I will get your uncle to go with you. And Jamawant is his uncle. So Jamawant come and he went with his uncle. And when he go one day, he see Raja Dashrath and the queen and them, well, they were ready to leave. And he say, who is you? And he say, well, I just come to visit Raja. And he say, and where you guys going? And he say, well, we go into the forest. We retire into the forest. And he say, well, I come to visit you guys. And he said, well, it's okay, my maid and everybody is here. They will take care of you. And Hanumanji said, no, how could you do that? Kings doesn't normally do things like that. When people come to the kingdom, you know, they take care of them and, you know, accept them and keep them and all these things. How can you do this to me? And then the queen and them start saying, no, Raja, you know what? Let we just stay a few days again and we'll take care of him. And when he leave, then we will leave and go. By then, he was like giving Vashish his place to stay. And Vashish is telling them now, I am not a king. I don't want to take care of no kingdom. I'm a sage. I have different things to do. I don't want to do all them things. And then, so they stayed. And that's when, you guys know the story, like when, you know, when Sri Ram and his brothers and then come. Because Vashish say, how he name, Lord Vishnu give Vashish a dream to do this big Hawan. And so he invited all the sage and thing, and they do the Hawan and die how they get it clear. And I know, everybody know that story, so I don't have to tell all of that, all you know about that. And then after that, Surya was his first guru, Hanumanji, first guru. And he's supposed to give out 9 CDs. But because of Hanuman's status, he could only give Hanuman 6 CDs. And Hanuman insists, no, he have to get the other 3. So everywhere Lord Surya is going, he's sitting in the chariot and going with him too. And he said, no, he don't want Hanumanji going behind, he all about. So he married Hanumanji to his daughter, Survanshala. But they just got married. So in order to change his status so he could give him the other 3 CDs, he gave him the CDs, but she didn't stay there because she said the sun was too hot for her. So she went to a cooler side because she was, her mom was like on the moon side. So she went away there, and Hanumanji, he just leave and go and do whatever he had to do. And so many things about Hanumanji. Hanuman had a son named Makardwaj, I think all you hear that. And he was the gatekeeper in Patalok. I think you guys know that already. Hanuman had one son. And like they say, when Lanka was burning and he come to cool down himself in the ocean, a drop of his sweat fall in a fish mouth. Really, it wasn't a fish, it was a mermaid. And the mermaid was related to Ravan. So that's why he was down in Patalok, you know, guarding the gate over there. That was one. And then Hanumanji have 5 head. I don't know how much of all you know how Hanumanji get 5 head. Hanumanji got 5 head because when Ahiravan took Ram and Lakshman down to Patalok to kill them, and you already have them by Mataji Day, Kali Mata, Hanumanji take a small form and he went in the back of the Murti, and Kali Mata tell him that you see it have 5 lights outside in the yard. He said, go there, Ahiravan life is in that 5 light. If you could hold that 5 light together, you will kill Ahiravan. Hanuman went outside and said, Jai Shri Ram, and he grew tall, how high the light is, and he grew 5 head, and he out all the light at one time. And that is how Ahiravan get killed. That's how we get. And the 5 head, one is Narasingh, one is Garuda, one is Shivaraha, one is Sri Deva, and Hanuman himself. That was the 5 head. And after the Ramayana finished, I shouldn't be telling all this, but I'll just tell you a few more things and then I will go on to the Chaupai. And after he leave, Hanumanji went to live in a cave in the Himalayas and he wrote the Ramayana with his nails. But when Valmiki ji heard that, he went to Hanumanji and he told him, he said, this is unfair. This shouldn't be, because I've been writing this Ramayana since before Lord Vishnu leave and come down to earth. I write in this Ramayana. So Hanumanji, he just give up and he said, okay then, no problem. You is there. So many great stories about Hanuman. Why he put red sindoor, why he had to get Tulsi to eat, why he had, I can't go on to tell all you everything. So much name, Bajrang Bali, strong limbs, power of lightning, Pavanaputra, son of the wind, Kapishwar, lord of the monkeys, Anjana, son of Anjani, Kesari, Nandan, son of Kesari, Maruti was a Bhutni where Guruji sent him, give him, and all of that. And when Sri Ram and Krishna, Bhagwan and them leave, they leave him here. So when all you need him, just call him. He will come and he will help all you out. And think, well, you know, I think I'm gonna stop all the that over there now, and maybe go on to a little more somewhere else now. So now I'll go and I'll tell you a little piece of something more, and this is before we start. And so we all know that Sri Ram killed Bali, and we all know that Bali brother is Sugriv, and we all know Sugriv is the one who was helping Sri Ram. And after he killed him and he got back the kingdom and his wife and everything, Sugriv was like, he forgot about Sri Ram. And he started partying and having a good time with all the people in the court and dancing and drinking. And when Hanuman sees so long coming and Sugriv is not coming now, where Sri Ram is to come and help him. And Lakshmanji. And Lakshman go on and he says, Sugriv, where are you? You get everything and you forget about the Lord. Just like we sometimes when we pray and we get everything, we forget. So then Sugriv get back his brain and say, oh, okay, I forget, let me go. Okay, I'm coming. So when he came, what he did was all the monkeys army, he divided them into 4 groups. One going north, one going south, one going east, one going west. Hanumanji, Jamwant, and those ones, they were going southwards. And while they were going, they get lost. And that was also the last day. And they was going south and they got lost. And when they got lost in a deep, dense forest, they say, what we'll do now? We're so hungry, we don't know where we is, we don't know what we're doing, we're so thirsty, we don't know what to do. Today is the last day. If we go back, so we're going to kill we anyway. Maybe we should just stay here and starve and dead. So when they say that, they were still walking a little bit. They saw a big hole in the ground. And when they see the hole in the ground, they say, let me go towards the hole. And when they reach in close to the hole, they see it had a lot of birds in here. There, swan and all kind of birds and things there. And then Jamawant was saying, well, if it have birds there, it mean must be have food, or it must be have water or something there. So let's go and see. And when they come close, they say, okay, well, you know, the hole big enough, we could go in there too. And Jamawan say, well, you know, Hanumanji, you know what, better you walk in front, because you're more stronger than we, and you walk in front and you will see. And so Hanuman went in front, and they was walking and walking and walking and walking until they start seeing nice greenery and all this kind of thing. And then while walking, they start seeing a big lake with water and all kind of lotus and thing inside there. And then they see it have a temple. And then they say, let's go in the temple. And then they went in the temple. And when they went in the temple, they saw it had a lady sitting in the temple praying. And they went and they bowed to the lady. And they tell she all the whole story about them and what's going on and what is going on. And the lady tell them, she said, well, all you go and have a bath, and all you drink water, and all you eat fruits, and do whatever all you want, take a rest. And when all you finish, all you sit down and take a rest, and all you want to get out of the cave, just close all your eyes, and all you will get out of the cave. And me, I go in now to meet Sri Ram. So they eat and drink and bathe and whatever. And when they finish, they open their eye, and they close their eye. When they close their eye, they find themselves on the seaside. And when they reach by the seaside, they say, oh, well, this must be a sign. And they stand up there and they're watching all around, and they say, well, today is the last day, and I don't know what we're going to do, and all this kind of thing. And then while they was talking, Sampati, who is Jatayu brother, who got killed when Ravan chopped his wing off, he was living in a cave on top of that mountain by the seaside. And he was hearing them talking, and he come out of the cave. When he come out of the cave, he said, oh, God is really good on me today. I have food for the, I don't know for how long, I will have real food here to eat. And he come in and he said, oh, real food for me. But Angad now, who is Bali son, he hear when this somebody say that, and he start a story. He say, you know, Jatayu is a real lucky person. He say, you know, he really helped Sri Ram, and you know, he was so good and he died. You know, Sri Ram is the one who burned him and sent him up to heaven and everything, and he's so good, you know, it don't have nobody else like Jatayu again. So when somebody hear that, he say, what, they're talking about my brother? He say, well, I can't eat them now, let me go there and see what's going on. So he go on. When he go on, well, they tell him the whole story. He say, oh, well, take me to the sea, let me go and throw some water, let me offer some water for my brother and all that and thing. And then he tell him, he say, well, I was flying close to the sun, and he say, my wings get burned, and that is how I fall down here. And he say, I living in this cave here, and I taking care of my wings because I want to grow back my wings for me to fly back. And but one day a sage passed, and the sage name is Chandrama. The sage Chandrama told me, he say, in Treta Yuga, a god will come as human form on earth. And he say the demon Ravan will carry away his wife. And you would be the one to help them and tell them which way to go. So that's why that happened to you, and that's why you're here. You're here for a reason. And anytime something happens, it happened for a reason. So that is how your wings burn and how you fall here and how you're living here. It's because of a reason, and it's for a good reason. So you would be the one to help them. And he said, one day I went on top of the mountain, And top the mountain, that have another mountain over the sea. And on that mountain there is Lanka, a beautiful city of Lanka. And I could see there is a woman sitting below a tree. And he said, I could see that because eagles have really big eyes and they could see really far. So that was his story. And now we'll talk about what happened. And when he said that, Jamawant is saying, I am so old, I don't think I could make it to go over there to look for Sita Mata. And Angad is saying, well, I could go, but I don't think I will make it back. And like everybody talking between themselves, who should go and who shouldn't go. But Hanumanji, he is saying nothing. So then Jamawant said, he said, son, why are you so quiet? You is the only one who could do this job. You have all the strength and you have everything that it takes to do this job. And why are you so quiet? And Hanumanji is not saying anything. He said, just remember, you're doing this for Sri Ram. And when he said that, Hanuman said, Jai Sri Ram. And when he said Jai Sri Ram, he started to like tremble and he started grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And he said, oh, I didn't know I could do this. I could really do this job. And he said, oh, I am going to go to Lanka. I'm going to kill Ravan and kill all his army, and I'm going to bring back Sita here. And Jamawant said, no. We don't want you to be doing all that. All we want you to do is to go and find Sita. Sri Ram didn't give you no orders to do anything like bringing Sita Mata here. All he told you was to find Sita. Go find Sita, come back and tell we, and we go do the rest. We go, he go, somebody will go and go bring. Might look like a boring girl, you yawning like hell. So that was a story. I hope it really wasn't too boring for all of you. Okay. So now I go start my chow pie. I'll see how far I reach. If I don't reach all, I will just do whatever. So Jamawant ke bachana sohai, suni Hanumanta hirdaya ati bhai. Tab lagi mohi par ke hutu mabai, sahi duka kanda mola pal khai. Jab lagi awav Sita hi deki, hohi kaju, mohi harsh bisesi. Yaha kahi nahi sab nahi kahu mata, chale harsh hiya dari Raghunatha. Sindhu thiraika Bhudara Sundara, Kautuka Kudi, Chare Huta Upara, Bara Raghubira Sambare, Taraki Upawana Tayaya Balabhari, Jehi Giri Charanan, Dei Hanumanta, Chale Usogapa, Tala Turanta, Jimia Mogara Gupati Karabana, Ehi Bhati, Chale Hanumana, Jalanidira Gopati, Duta bichare, Taye mainaka hoye shramahare. Jai Rama Si Rama, Jaya Rama, Jaya Rama, Si Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Rama. And Hanuman was very happy to hear the words of Jamawant. You guys suffering hardship, living on roots and bulbs and fruits. Wait for me. I'm sure I will come back with some good news about Sita Mata. So Hanuman bowed his head with Lord Rama in his heart and went to the mountain near the seacoast. With the Lord in his mind, he took a great leap. As soon as he did that, the mountain sank down to Patalo. The deity of the ocean told Mountain Minak to let him rest for a while on you. And now Doha. Hanumanate hi parasakara puni kinha pranam Rama puni kinha pranam Rama kaju kinhi binu mohi kahe bisarama siyapati Ramachandra ji ki jai sharanam. And Hanuman touched the mountain with his hand, saying, I can't take no rest until I finish Sri Ram work. Now, long ago, mountain used to fly, but Indra clipped their wing. Mainak speed with all her might and hide in the bottom of the sea. Now, the deity of the sea was some of Sri Ram's ancestor. So that's why he let her stay, because he knew what was Mainak was there for a reason. So that's why he keep her there. Otherwise, he would send her back, straight back to where she came from. No. Jata pawana sutta devani deka janauka ho bala buddhi bisesa surasana maina hakai mata patayin hi hi tehi bata ajo surana mohidina ahara dinaha ahara sunata bachana kaha pawana kumara Rama kajo kari firi mai awao Sita kaya sudi Prabhu hi sunawao Tabatava badana paitihi u ai Satya kahu mohi jana demai Kavana jatana de nahi jana grasasina mohi kahe hu Hanumana Jojana barite hi badana pasara kapitanu kinaduguna bistara Soraha jojana mukate hitayau Turata pawana sut tabastita bayeho Jasa jasa surasa badana barhawa tasuduna kapiru padikawa Satya jojana tehi ananakinha atila guru papawana sutalina badana paiti puni bahira bahira awa magabida tahi serunawa mohisurana hajahilagi patawa Bodhi bala maramu mutora pa might pawa Jaya Rama Si Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Si Rama Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. The gods saw Hanuman, so they wanted to test his intelligence and strength. So they sent the mother of Subha and Sursa. She said, I will have a good meal today. Hanuman said, let me do the Lord's work and give him the news about Sita Mata. Then I will enter your mouth. And this is the truth, mother. She would not let him go. So he said, okay, well, open your mouth and eat me. So she opened her mouth 8 miles wide. Hanuman grew double to 128. And then she widened up her mouth more than that, and Hanuman grew 256 miles. And then she did 800 miles, and then Hanuman became a bit small, and her mouth came out and bowed to her and begged her to leave. I was only testing you, she said. Rama kaju sabakariha ho, tuma bala buddhi nidhanu. Rama tuma bala buddhi nidhan. Asis de gayi so. Harashi chaleyo Hanuman siyapati Ramachandra ji ki jai sharanam. She said, you will accomplish everything, all the work of Sri Ram. And she leave. Hanuman went through the air. And Doha. Nisichara eka sindu mahurahaye, sindu mahurahaye, karimaya nabo, kikagagaye. Jivana jan tujhe gagana urai, jal bilo katina kai pahichani, gahaya chahana saka sona urai, ehi bidi sada gagana charakai. So chala Hanuman kaha kinha, chasu kapatu kapitu rathi chinha. Tahi mari maruta sutabira, baridhi para gayu matadira. Taha jai dekhi bana shobha, gunjata chanchari ka madhuloba. Nana tarupala pula sohawe, kagamrega brinda dekhi mana bhaye. Saila bisala dekhiya ekaya age, taparadai chare ho baityage. Umana kachukapik kaya adikai, Prabhu Pratapa jo kala hikai. Giri paracharahi lanka tehi dekhi, kahi na jaya ati durga bisesi. Ati utanga jala nidhi chahupasa, kanaka kotakara parama prakasa. Jaya Rama Si Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama Si Rama Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. There was a demon who lived in the ocean and would snatch a bird by seeing their shadow in the water. She tried to do the same to Hanumanji, but he saw her and fly out with more speed. Reaching the other side of the shore, he saw how lovely it was. Different trees, lots of fruits and flowers, different birds and beasts. Hanuman saw a big mountain and he landed on it. He surveyed the whole of Lanka. Lanka was high with ocean all around. It was shining with gold. And now is the chant. Kanaka kota vechitramani krita sundarayatana gana, chauhata subata biti charu purabahu bidhi bana. Gajabaji kacharnikara padachara rata baruta niho ganae. Bahuru panisi chara jota ati balasena baranata nahi banae. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Banabaga upabanabati sarako sohahe Naranaga Suragandarva Kaniya Rupa Muni Manamohahe Kahumala Deha Bisala Saila Samana Atibala Garjahi Nana Akarana Birahi Bahubidi Eka Eka Tarjahi Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Kari jatana batakotina bikatatana nagara chahudisi rachahi. Kahu mahisha manusha dena kara ajakala nisichara bachahi. Ikalagi Tulsidas inaki katakachu ikahai kahe Raghubira sarati rata sarrahi tyagi gati pahi hai sahi Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram. And he said, this charming city was with enclosed walls of gold, with precious stones of every kind, many beautiful houses, lovely street was well decorated, lots of elephant, horses, mules, crowd of foot soldiers, chariots, demon in different shape and sizes, orchard, garden, parks, lake, wells, nagas, musicians, wrestlers like big monsters, and the demons, they feast on animals. And now Doha. Pura rakawar re dehi bahu kapi manakin habichar o Rama kapi manakin habichar atilagyo rupa daro nise Nagarakaro Payastada Siya Pati Ramachandra Ji ki Jai Sharanam. Seeing all these guards all around the city, Hanuman said to himself, let me become very small and enter the city at night. And now, Chaupai. Masaka samana rupa kapidhare Lanka hi chale usu mere naranari Namalinkini eka nisichari So kaha chale si mohinindari Mora ahara jahana lagi chora Mutikai kamahi kapihani Rudi darabamata dari danamani Punisambari uti solanka Jori pani karabinaya sansanka Jabarawanahi Brahma Habaradinha Chalata biranchik Kaha mohichinha Bikalahu sitena kapik kinhamare Tabajani usi nisichara sanghare Tata mora ati punya bahuta Dikahunayana Rama karaduta Jai Rama Si Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Si Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. And Hanuman became small as a gnat with the Lord in his heart with the Lord in his heart, head to Lanka. He met Lanka near the gate. He said, "Where you think you going?" She said, "Mister, you don't know me. Every thief in here is my food." Hanuman gave her a cough and she fell down, vomiting blood. She never recovered. Then she recovered. She got up with folded palm, talked to him. When Brahma gave Ravan his bone, when he was leaving, he said, "When you get a blow by a monkey, or if you see a monkey in Lanka, know that's all is over with the demon race." She said, "I am very blessed to see a messenger of Sri Ram." Andoha. Tata Saragara Apabarga Sukha Dariatula Ika Angorama Dariatula Ika Ang Tulanata Hisakala Mili Josakala Vasata Sanga Siyapadi Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. And Lankini said, if you put it on the scale, it will weigh out even. Whatever has to happen will happen. Prabhi si nagar ki jai sab khaja, hirdaya raki koshalapur raja, garala sudari ukarahi mitai, gopada sindu anala sitalai. Garuda Sumeru Renu Samatahi, Rama Kripa Kari Chitta Vajai, Atila Giru Padareu Hanumana, Vaitanagara Sumiri Bhagawana, Mandira Mandira Patikara Sodha, Deki Jahata Aganita Joda Gayudasananda Mandira Mahi Ati Vichitra Kahi Jata Sunahi Sayanaki Dekha Kapitehi Mandira Mahu Deki Vaidehi Bhavana eka puni deka suhava, Hara mandira tahi binao banawa. Jai Rama Si Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Si Rama Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. She said, enter the city with the Lord in your heart and accomplish all your business at this time. Poison became nectar, four became friend, ocean became like a cow footprint, fire became cool, and the Mount Meru grew the same. Hanuman took a very small form and entered the city. He went to many mansions, he saw many warriors, then he went to Ravan palace, which was very, very beautiful beyond works. He saw Ravan deep in sleep, but he didn't see Sita Mata. Then he saw another building with a temple close by. Doha. Rama Yuddha Ankita Griha Sobha Bharani Anajay Rama Sobha Bharani Anajay Navatulasi Ka Brindataha Deki Harasha Kapiraya Siyapati Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. He saw on the wall bow and arrow of Sri Ram painted on it. He also saw Tulsi plant. He was so happy to see this. And now, Chaupai. Lanka Nisichara Nikara Nivasa Iha Kaha Sajana Karabasa Manamahutara Kare Kapilaga Tehi Samaya Bibi Shana Jaga Rama Rama Tehi Sumiran Kinha Hirdaya Harsha Kapis Sajana Chinha Ehi Sanahati Kariho Pahchani Sadhu te hoi na kar janahani Vipra rupa dari bachana sohai Sunata bibhishana utita ai Kari pranama puchi kusalai Vipra kahu neja katha bujai Kitamahari dasana mohaki koi Muri hirdaya priti ati hoi Kitamaramu anuragi Ayehu mohi karana barabhagi Jai Rama Sri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. He said to himself, only demon live here. How could a good man live here? While he was thinking to himself, Ravan's younger brother Bibhishan woke up and started to pray to Sri Ram. Hanuman was so happy to hear that, he said, I will have to make some friend with him. So Hanuman take a Brahmin form. And as soon as Vibhishan saw Hanuman, he got up and came and bowed to him and asked about his welfare. Tell me all about you, O Holy One. Are you Sri Hari's servant, Naradji? I am happy to see you. Or are you Sri Ram himself, who come to bless me by your side? Anduha. Taba Hanumanta kahi saba Rama katha nijamam Rama Rama katha nijamam Sunata jugalatana palakamana Magana sumir gunagrama siyapati Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. Then Hanuman told him about Sri Ram and also about himself, and Vibhishan was so happy to hear about that. And then, Chaupayan. Sunahu Pawana Sutta Rahi Rahani Hamare Jimida Sanahi Mahu Jeba Bichari Tata Kabahu Mohi Janu Anata Karahi Kripa Bhana Kolanata Tamasatanan Tamasatanu Kachu Sadana nahi Pritina pada saroja manamahi Abamahiba barusa Hanumanta Binuhari kripa milahinahi santa Jauna Raghubira anugrahinha tautama mohi darashuhata dinha Sunahu Vibhishana Prabhu kairiti Karahi sadase wakapara priti Kahu kawanamai Paramakulina Kapichanchala sabahi bidhihina Pratale jona mahamara Tehi din tahina namilaya hara. So, O son of the wind god, I am living here like a tongue between your teeth. Will the Lord ever show himself to me? I have a sinful demonic form and cannot do much for Sri Ram. But now I am confident that Sri Ram will shower his grace on me. For one can never meet a saint without his grace. Listen, Bibhishan, this affection to his servant. Look at me, a monkey, who is his servant. If anyone see a monkey in the morning, he's sure to go hungry without food for the day. And now, Doha. Asamaya damasaka sunu mohu pararagubir Rama mohu pararagubir kin hi kripa sumiri guna bare bilo chanani rasiyapati Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. And the Doha said, listen, my friend, though I am wicked, the Lord has shown his grace to me. His eyes fill with tears when he thinks about Sri Ram. And now, Janata ho asa Swami Bisare, Swami Bisare, Pirahita ka kahe na ho hido kahare, ehi bidi kahata Rama gunagrama pava anirabachya bisarama puni sabakatha Bibhishana kahai jehi bidi janaka sutataharahi taba Hanumanta kaha sunu brata dekhi chaho janaki mata Juguti Bibhishana sakala sunai Chalo pawana sutta bidakarai Kari sarupa gai upanutavana Bana ashoka sitaraha jahavana Deki manahimaho kinha pranama baitahi biti jatani sijama krisatanu sisa jata ekabini japati hirdaya ragupati gunashrini Jai Rama Si Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. You know who the Lord is, but yet you still go astray, and he be unhappy. Then Bibhishan told Hanuman how Mata Sita was living there. Hanuman said, listen, brother, I want to see Sita Mata. Bibhishan told him the matter of seeing her, and Hanuman left. He again took a small form and went to the Ashoka garden to meet her. He bowed to her when he saw her. She had a single braid of matted hair and kept talking about Sri Ram. Doha. Nija padanayana de mana Rama padakamalalin, Rama padakamalalin, Paramadukhi vaya pavana sutta, Dekhi janaki dina siyapati Ramachanda Jiki Jaya Sharanam. She was looking at her own feet while she was thinking about Sri Ram's lotus feet. Hanuman was very sad to see Sita Mata so sad. So it was a custom that Indian women wear a single braid when they were separated from their husband. Charu palavadamaho rahalukai karabichara karo kabhai tehi avasara ravanuta awa sanganari bahu kiye banawa bahu buddhi kala Sita samujava, samadana bhaya beda dikhawa. Kaharawanu sunu samukha satani mandodari adisabarani. Tava ancharina karupana mora karauparamona ekabar bilokumama ora. Trinadhari utakahati vaidehi sumirana vadapati paramasenhehi. Sunudashamukha kadayota prakasa kabahuki minalini karaya bikasa. Asamana samujaka haiti janaki kalasudi nahi raghuvira banaki ki. Sata sune hari anehi mohi adamanila jalaja nahi tohi. Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. So Hanuman, hiding himself among the leaves of a tree, said, "What should I do next?" The same time Ravan came, well dressed, with some woman. He was talking to Sita Mata in a nice way. He said, "I will make Mandodari and all the other queens your maid. Just look at me once, Sita." Sita Mata had a blade of grass between herself and Ravan, with her mind fixed only on Sri Ram. She said, "Oh, 10-head coward, perhaps you don't know what Sri Ram are like. You carry me when no one was around my side, you shameless rogue." And the Doha. Apo hi suni kadyota sama Rama hi banu samanu Rama Rama hu banu saman. Purusha bachana suni kadiyasi bole ati kisiya nasiya pati Rama Chanda ji ke jaya sharanam. Hearing her harsh word, he got mad and pulled out his sword. He didn't want to hear Sri Ram was better than him. No. Sita tena mama krita apamana kaiti hota vasera katina kripana nahita sapadi mana umama bani samukha hoti nata jevanahani. Shyama saroja dama samasundara Prabhu bhuja kari karasamadaskandara. Sobhuja kanta kitata asigora Sunusata asa pravana panamora. Chandra hasaharu mama paritapam Raghupati biraha analasajatam. Sitala nisata bahasi baradhara kahasita haru mama dukabhara. Sunata bachana puni marana dhava mayatanaya kahinita bujawa. Kahi sakala nisi charana hi bolai Sita bahu bidi trasu jai Masa divasa maho kahana mana Tau mai marabi kadi kripana. Jai Rama Sri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Ravan said, "Sita, you have insulted me. I could cut your head off right now with my sword. You better obey my command command or lose your life. Oh, beautiful lady. Sita said, my Lord arms are lovely like a string of blue lotuses, O monster. Either my arms or your sword will have, either his arms or your sword will have my neck. She said, O Chandrahasa, take away the burning anguish of my heart. You have cool, sharp wood blade. Relieve my sorrow. Then Ravan heard that. When Ravan heard that, he rushed to kill her. Then Mandodari told him not to do that. Then he told the demoness to try and talk to Sita to accept him. You see, according to Hindu culture, a lady must not talk to a male stranger, but not Sita. That's why Ravan thought she was rude. Yeah. So, Doha. Bhavanagayuda skandar I pistashini brindurama iha pistashini brind Sita hitrasa dekavahi darahi rupa bahumandasya pati Ramachandra jiki jaya sharanam. He is given her 1 month time to decide or death. Ravan returned to his palace and the demoness tried to change Sita's mind. Trijatanama rachahisi eka Ramacharana rati nipuna bibeka Sabana ava boli sunai sapana Sita hise karahu hita apana Sapane banara lanka jari Jatuhana sina sabamare Kara arudana gana dasasisa Mundita sera kandita bujabisa Ehi vidiso dakchana desijai Lanka manahu bibishana pai Nagara firira gobira dohai Tabu Prabhu Sita bolai Yaha sapana mai kaho pokari Ho hi satya gaidi nanachari Tasu bachana sunite sabadari Janaka suta ke charanahi pari Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. One of the demonesses was devoted to Sri Ram. She told the rest of them to serve Sita and get blessing for themselves. She told them she had a dream, a monkey burned down Lanka and the demon race was wiped out and Ravan was on a donkey with his hand chopped off and heading south. Bibhishan was the king of Lanka because Sri Ram won and they were celebrating and he sent for Sita Mata. I know my dream will come true. So to pass for sure. So try and listen. So they listened to Trijata and they fell at Sita Mata feet. And now the Doha. Jahata hage sakala taba Sita karamanaso churama Sita karamanaso masa divasa biti mohi marahini sachara pocha siyapati Ramachandra jiki jaya sharanam. Then they all went and Sita Mata was thinking the end of the month this vile monster will kill me. Not only that, but I have to wait for a whole month. So Ravan's sword was a gift from Lord Shiva, and Chandrahasa, you have a cold sharp blade, means that Ravan's sword was the sword from Lord Shiva's moon. So that was why she said, oh Chandrahasa, you have a cool sharp blade. And that's why Ravan got angry because, you know, she was talking about his own sword. Shri Jatasana Boli Karjore Matu Bipati Sangini Taimore Tajawa Deha Karubegi Upai Dusahabirahu Abanahi Sahijai Anikatara Chuchita Banai Matu Anala Puni Dehi Lagai Satya Karahi Mama Priti Sayani Sunaya Kushravana Sula Samabani Sunata Bachana Padagahi Samujaisi Prabhu Pratapa Bala Suja Susunaisi Nisina Anala Mili Sunu Sukamari Asakahiso Neja Bhavana Siddhari Kahasita Bidibha Pratikula Milahuna Pavaka Miti Nasula Dekya Pragata Gagana Angara Avanina Avata Eka Uttara Pavaka Mesa Sisravadana Age Manahumohi Janihata Yabage Sunahu Binaya Mama Bitapa Ashoka Satyanama Karuharu Mama Soka Nutana Kisalaya Anala Samana Dehi Agini Jani Karahi Nidhana Deki Parama Bihara Kolasita Socha Hakapahi Kalapasamabita. And so with joined palms, Sita Mata said, Trijata Ma, you are my only support and companion here. Please help me in some way where I can cast off this body. Bring some wood and make a fire and then set it to me. Let me cast off this body. This will prove my love for my Lord. I really can't stand Ravan's word. You know that, mother. Trijata holds Sita Mata feet and comfort her by saying, don't worry, your Lord will help you. Over here, no fire can be lit at night. Then she left for her place. Then Sita said, even the heaven has turned against me. I can see sparks of fire in the heaven, but not a single star will come to earth and help me. Hear my prayers, O Ashoka tree. Take away my sorrow. Your tender leaves have color of flames. So supply me with fire. The moment seems like an age to Hanumanji. When he sees this, the distress she was in from her Lord, he said, and then the Surta. Dina himudrikadhari taba kapikari hirdaya bichar Rama kapikari hirdaya bichar Dina harasha utikar gayo Janu Ashoka Yangara Siyapati Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. Then he thought to himself, let me drop the ring. She might thought the Ashoka tree answer her prayers. And when she dropped it, she sprang up with joy and took it. So the Ashoka tree literally means which can end someone's sorrow. And then Shaupaya. Tab dekhi mudrika manohar Rama mama ankita ati sundar Chakati chitava mandari pahichani Harasha vishada hirdaya akulani Jiti susakaya ajaya ragurai Mayatina asirachina hijai Sita mana vichara karamanana Madhura bachana boliye Hanumana, Ramachandra guna baranai laga, Sunata sita karadu kabhaga. Lage sunaya shravana manalai, Adi hutina sabakatha sunai. Shravana namrita jehi katha sunai, Kahi so pragata hoye kinabhai. जब हनुमंत निकट चली गए हो, फिर बैठे मन विसमत भये हो। राम दूतमय मातु जानकी, सत्य सपथ करुणा निधान की। यह मुद्रिक का मत मैं आनी, दिन ही राम तुम कहा सिधानी। नर बानर ही संग कहो कैसे, कही कथा भय संगीत जैसे। जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। Now Sita saw the lovely ring with Sri Ram name on it. She looked at it with a mixed feeling of joy and sorrow. She thought it was a trick by Maya. Then Hanumanji started to change his voice and narrate the whole story of Sri Ram. This was like nectar to her ears. Who is this person? Why don't you show yourself? Then Hanuman went close to her, behind her back, and he said, I am Sri Ram messenger, Mata Janki, and I swear by the Lord himself, I am the one who brought the ring, O mother. Shri Ram give it to me as a token for you. She said, how could a man and a monkey become friends? Then Hanumanji explained it to her and the Doha. Kapi ke bachan su prema suni, Upajamana Biswas, Rama Upajamana Biswas, Janamana Kramavachana, Yaha Kripa Sindhu Karadasa Siyapati Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. When she heard the affection of Hanumanji, she trusted him and believed he is a servant of Sri Ram. When he showed herself, she thought it was a woman because in the garden, only women could have go there except Ravan. So she thought it was a woman, not a man. And now, Doha, Chaupai. Harijana Jani Priti Ka Igari, Priti Atigari, Sajalanayana Pula Kavali Bari. Budata Biraha Jaladi Hanumanta, Bayehutata Mohe Kahu Jalajana. Abakahu Kushal Jau Balihari, Anujas Sahita Sukha Bhavana Karari. Komala Chitta Kripa Gurai, Kapike Hitu Dari Niturai. Sahajabani Sevaka Sukadayaka, Sevaka Sukadayaka, Kabahuk Suratika, Karatara Gunayaka, Kabahunayana Manasi Talatata, Hohahiniraki, Shama Mridugata. Bachanuna avanayana bari bhari, nayana bare bari, ahahum nata ho, nipata bisari. Dekha parama biraha kula sita, bola kripa mirdu bachana binita. Matu Kausala Prabhu Anujasameta Tavadukadeki. So pray Panikita. Jani Janani Manahuje Ona Tamahate Premurama Kenaduna. Jaya Rama Sri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. So Sita Mata started to build affection for Hanumanji. Her eyes filled with tears. Oh Hanumanji, tell me all about the Lord and his brother Lakshman. Since when he so hard-hearted, he was so tender-hearted, does he even remember me? Will his eye ever see me again? She said, ah, my Lord, you have forgotten me, with tears in her eyes. When Hanuman seen Sita Mata so in distress, Hanumanji said, Sri Ram, his younger brother, are doing very good, except they are sad because of your separation. But he loves you twice as much as you love him. And the Doha. Raghupati Karasande Suaba Sunujana Jani Daradir Rama Sunujana Jani Daradir Asakahi Kapi Gada Gada Bhaye Bare Bilochana Nirasiya Pati Ramachanda Jiki Jai Sharanam. And he said, Mother, listen to the message of Sri Ram. He said these words, Hanuman was very emotional himself. And I will go on a little bit. I know my time is almost up. I'll go on a little more. And in the 15th Chaupai, Hanuman said, ever since I've been separated, Sri Ram said, ever since I have been separated from you, everything has become reversed. All the tender leaves look burned with like fire. Lotuses look like thorns. No one would understand. The love between us, only our souls know it. Sita Mata was very happy to hear the message of Sri Ram. And the demons, Hanumanji said, forget everything, mother, and think about the Lord. All the demons are like moths, while the shaft of Sri Ram are like flames. Have courage in your heart. If Sri Ram knew where you were, he would have come and get you. But don't worry, as soon as his arrow hit Lanka, all the demons will scatter like shadow in the night. I could take you to him, but I have no orders from him. Wait patiently till he arrives with his troop of monkeys, slaughtering all the demons. And then Sita Mata said, are all the monkeys pygmies like you? Because the demons are mighty great warriors. Then Hanuman showed his real form. Then Sita Mata believed that they could really do something. Then Hanuman took back his small form. Then he said, the monkeys could only do this because of Sri Ram. And that's the Doha. And one last one. And so now Sita Mata believed that Sri Ram, he is one of Sri Ram's loved one. And she gave him her blessing. May you become very strong, my child. You will not get old or even dead. And always be of good quality, my son. And the Lord will shower his grace upon you. Hanumanji was so happy to hear that. He bowed his head again and again at her feet with joy and palm. I now get everything I wanted, Mataji, for your blessing will not fail. Okay, mother, I'm feeling very hungry and I want to go and eat some fruits with all those lovely fruits around me. And she said, I will tell you, my son, this grove is guarded by mighty demons. Hanuman said, I am not afraid of them, Mataji. I only want your permission to go. Seeing the monkey perfect in strength, she said, go, my son, and enjoy the fruits with your heart fixed on Sri Ram. We will have to stop here now, devotees, because if we want to know more, we will have to go on from here. But for today, we will stop here. Jai Sri Ram. And now I think I will do my prayers one time. Om Namaste Satete Jagatakarnaya Namaste Chite Sarvalokashrayaya Namo Dvaita Tatavaya Mukti Pradaya Nabro Brahmane Vyapina Shashwataya Tvamekam Sharanyam Tvamekam Varenyam Tvamekam Jagatapalakam Swarprakasham Tvamekam Jagatakatri Patri Prahatri Tvamekam Paramanischalam Nirvikalpam Bayanam Bayam Vishanam Vishananam Gati Praninam Pawanam Pawananam Mahochai Padanam Niyantri Tvamekam Paresham Paramarakshanam Rakshananam Vayam Tvam Smaramo Vayam Tvam Rajamo Vayam Tvam Jagatasasi Rupam Namamam Sadekam Nidanam Niralam Babisham Bhavan Bodhipotam Sharanyam Brajanam Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Dyau Shanti Antariksha Gun Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Ushadaya Shanti Vanaspataye Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Siyabar Ramachandra ki jai, Umapati Mahadeva ki jai, Pawana Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Ayodhya Ramalala ki jai, Bindrabin Krishna Chanda ki jai, Uraisa Jagaranatha ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sabasantan ki jai, Siyapati Ramachandra ji ki jai, Sharanam. Sanatan Dharma ki jai ho. Jai Jai Sitaram.